can be put on regular probation, the court has more control over fashioning, some terms that can support him in the community, which can include, drug use.
Michigan's courtroom erupts as Roger Jesse Hanson-Nito faces multiple felony cases, a staggering criminal record, and a judge deciding whether rehabilitation still deserves a chance. Prosecutors demand prison, while the defense blames homelessness, addiction, and mental health struggles. Stay tuned because this hearing takes unexpected turns fast. Subscribe for Courtroom.
People of the state of Michigan versus Roger Jesse Hanson-Nito. And we have file number 26-22505FH, 26-22565FH, and 26-22568FH. I have Brian Fry appearing on behalf of the defendant. I have Alexander Bayonetto appearing on behalf of the people. Tom Moore is appearing via Zoom from the Michigan Department of Corrections. Mr. Hanson-Nito and his attorney are in person, as is Mr. Bayonetto. So, Mr. Fry, you did receive a copy of the pre-sentence report.
Yeah, I did receive it yesterday, Your Honor. I was able to get to the jail yesterday and meet with my client and discuss it with him.
All right. So, Mr. Hanson-Nito, you've had an opportunity to read and review the pre-sentence report.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you want them next to you or seated, or what would you prefer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to know just the same here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So, Mr. Hanson-Nito, you've had a chance to read it, and Mr. Fry came to visit you yesterday. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure.
And you were able to ask him any questions you had and discuss it with them?
Yeah.
Do you have any more questions for Mr. Fry?
No.
Are you satisfied with Mr. Fry as your attorney and the advice that he's given you?
Yes.
Mr. Fry, do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in the pre-sentence report?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Does Mr. Bayonetto?
No, Your Honor.
Does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect? He has 25 prior misdemeanors and 14 prior felonies. Mr. Fry?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Mr. Bayonetto? All right. So, probation department has calculated the minimum sentencing guidelines to be on file number 26-22505FH, retail fraud first degree, to be 12 to 24 months. Do you agree with that computation of guidelines?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Yes.
And on file number 26-22565FH, on the assault with a dangerous weapon, they calculated the guidelines to be 14 to 29 months. Do you agree with that calculation of guidelines, Mr. Fry?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so let me back up here. All right, and which, are you disputing any of the PRVs?
No, Your Honor.
Are you disputing any of the OVs?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe OV12, which is scored at 5 for 2 other criminal acts, should be scored at 1, which for 1 other criminal act, the other criminal act in that case would be the retail fraud, but the original charge, unarmed robbery, and the felony assault that he actually pled to are the same act. It was for punching somebody on the way out, so there's really 1 other act, so that should be scored 1 point instead of 5.
Mr. Bayonetto?
I'll stick with that.
All right, so Mr. Moore, the people have stipulated, so OV12 will be scored at 0. Are there any other OVs you're objecting to?
I believe it should be scored at 1. Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry, 1. Okay.
Yeah, and we wouldn't object to any other OVs.
All right, so that means the OVs would be 31. Does that change the guidelines?
The guidelines would then be 12 to 24 months, Your Honor.
Do you agree with that, Mr. Bayonetto?
Yes, sir.
All right, on file number 26-22568FH, retail fraud first degree, the guidelines were scored at 12 to 24 months. Do you agree with that computation of guidelines?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Bayonetto?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Bayonetto, is there anything you would like to say on behalf of the people before the court passes sentence?
Your Honor, I was trying to find Mr. Nito Hanson's profile on Otis. I had looked at this at that prior to, I think prior to the case even being bound over to circuit court. My recollection of that is Mr. Nito Hanson had only been released from the supervision of MDOC, whether that was parole, probation, I can't remember. But there was only a period of 1 or 2 days before Mr. Nito Hanson began engaging in felonious criminal acts again. He was arrested on, I think, 3 retail fraud first, released on a PR bond at the time of exam. The case was then bound over up here when the unarmed robbery happened. The court has Mr. Nito Hanson's record in front of it. I understand there may be some mitigating circumstances, but I think the recommendation from Mr. Moore to have a period of 2 to 4 years in MDOC is appropriate, and I would ask that the court follow that recommendation at this time.
All right, Mr. Fry, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Nito Hanson?
Yes, Your Honor. So my client faces some significant challenges, I think, that are outlined in the PSI with his criminal history and his significant mental health concerns and his significant substance abuse issues. Housing, and the list goes on. You know, he was homeless, so he had a lot of things going against him. He made some poor choices in this case. He has fully taken responsibility for them here, and he's explained, you know, what he was dealing with. Is he had been incarcerated for quite a long time, and he got out. He had nowhere to go. He's homeless on the street. He, you know, was stealing food from, you know, grocery stores and some clothes and some other things to provide for himself and to obtain drugs. So he, we don't dispute he was making poor choices. We don't dispute that there should be some consequences for his actions. But we would ask that the court consider, you know, not sending him to prison in this case. We have guidelines in all of cases of 12 to 24 months, which would support a jail term. My client has been doing well in the jail. The court can see from, you know, his clothes color today that he's a trustee over there. He's doing well and following the rules. If he can be put on regular probation, the court has more control over fashioning, you know, some terms that can support him in the community, which can include, you know, drug use monitoring and, you know, help him with services to help ensure that he can be a law-abiding citizen when he gets out. He had expressed, you know, at the time of his plea that, you know, he's 60 years old now, and if he continues down this path, he's gonna die. So he certainly recognized he needs to make some changes in his life. He needs some mental health services and some substance use services to help him do that. And I think probation would most support him being able to do that. So we would ask for you know, a jail term with probation versus prison, which would then result in parole. Thank you.
At 60 years old, Hanson-Nito tells the judge he wants sobriety before death, pushing hard for treatment instead of prison. The courtroom tension shifts as Bear River Rehabilitation becomes a possible lifeline, but doubts immediately surface about eligibility, prior violations, and whether rehabilitation can finally succeed after decades of behavior.
Mr. Nito Hanson, is there anything you'd like to say in your own behalf?
Oh yeah, I just, like I said, I'm content with pleased with the plea agreement they gave me. They blessed me. You know, I was homeless and doing wrong, and I'm just trying to get hoping I get a year and a long-term rehab that Ms. Fitzgerald had set me up with. It's in Bear River Health. It's called Bear River Health. It's 4.5 hours away. You know, like, that's what I'm presenting. And that's it, you know.
Fitzgerald's from the jail?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, she gave me the paperwork for, Bear River.
Okay, have you ever been to rehab before?
I never had a chance to go over there. Yeah, but, the program is, the reason why it's so good is because it's, they help. It's not just, you gotta do it, whether it's 60 or 90 days first, but it's a transitional, they help you get a job and pay rent at that place.
And Mr. Nito Nito Hanson, you've been on probation, violated probation many times, ending up with a prison term. What do you think is different here today?
Oh, this is my age factor from 60 now, and I just need to slow down on what life I have left. I want to die a sober man, and I want this help more than anything else. You know, we pay my debt and pay my fines off, and do a year, and do the year first, and pay my fines off, and seek this help that Fitzgerald sent me the application for. It was the paperwork of how it's structured. You know, she gave me that. It was about 6 pages long. The schedule shows you the schedule on the meetings and the group meetings, the private meetings, the church and the meetings, the schedule of the everyday meetings there. Yeah, I got the paperwork at the jail.
Okay, Mr. Fry, we've used Bear River before through our recovery court program. That's like a 4 to 6 month program, is it not?
I'm not familiar with that program here.
Mr. Moore, do you have any information?
As far as I was aware that he's not eligible for that program. If you want to take take a minute, I'll make a phone call, but that was my understanding.
I mean, we can verify that and, you know, I'll consider it, but I want to know if he's available for it before I make a decision. So, Mr. Moore, are you able to reach someone at the jail?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So have a seat, sir.
Yes. Yeah, he's not been pre-approved or anything like that. He requested paperwork, but there has been no effort to attempt to put him in a program or tell him that he could be eligible for it. Probably there could be a issue with that place because of the registration. Doesn't mean that there's not another location or something, but as far as that program itself, most likely not, but he has not been pre-approved for anything.
All right. Mr. Fry.
So, I have nothing further in.
Okay, go ahead and stand next to me, please.
I forgot to mention to you, Your Honor, it's been so long ago, in 2014, I believe I was a pro with Anna Wilkerson, and she did send me to I went to a program in Lansing for 30 days, transferred to a program called the Share House in Detroit, Michigan for 90 days, and I was on alcohol monitor. I succeeded. So I know they will hold my registration against me at the Share House in Detroit, and I would transfer there, and they have transitional housing too to live in. I would get an apartment and a job. So I know that for a fact. That could be set up. Was after the year in the jail. I know from like I said, from that tether alcohol, that's the only thing that saves me. I'm conscious about not drinking and I stay sober. I succeed in that. That's the only good thing I can tell you about myself is that once they put that bracelet on me, I do it for 2 years by I come out successful.
Mr. Hanson-Nito. Nito Hanson. Hanson-Nito. Okay. We can adjourn this a week to see if there's any program available for
Yeah.
him. But, with his sex offender registration, that does limit him, and it would have to be a long-term program. But if he violated, he would go to prison. So, Mr. Fry, you want to set this out a week or so?
Yeah.
If there's a program available that's long-term, I'll consider it.
Okay.
Mr. Coast may be able to work with you, Mr. Fry, as well as Mr. Moore. Miss Adams, when can I set this out, please?
How far do you think, Judge?
A week as soon as possible, or two.
Yeah, we could do April 24th at 8:15.
Are you available, Mr. Banno?
So. I am, Richard.
Mr. Hanson-Nito, you've been to programming, you've been given services. So, I'll give you one more chance if we can find a program for you,
Okay.
but,
All right, yeah,
all right, thank you.
fair enough, thank you. Take care.
Thank you. That's right, thank you. We'll see you back on that day.
Instead of immediate sentencing, the judge grants Hanson-Nito one final chance to locate a long-term rehabilitation program, despite his lengthy history of probation violations and prison terms. The warning could not be clearer. Fail treatment again, and prison awaits. Like, comment, and subscribe for more explosive courtroom stories daily online.